be fun. I'll meet some hot girls. I'll do this and the other. Great, et cetera, et cetera. You don't have that radar. Everything looks exciting and enticing. It takes the pain. I keep going back to that, of things that you wasted your time in and things that failed, things that you didn't like, to teach you the ability to say no and to save your energy for what you really love.
Should a young person just be saying yes to everything?
The problem that we have is everything has to be this way or that way, has to be black or white. And it's not like that. It's kind of in between. You can learn to dance in life. You don't have to go this way or that way. You can kind of do both. So the best advice I give people is your 20s are the best years of your life. Actually, I think the 30s are, but let's just say for argument's sake, your 20s. You're young. You probably look pretty good. You're healthy. You've got all these things going on for you. I want you to have some fun, and I want you to have adventures. I don't want you to be 22 and go and get a job at Goldman Sachs for the rest of your life, etc. You need fun, you need adventure, you need some looseness. You want some experiences. But it has to have some direction to it. It can't just be, I'm going to write poetry, I'm going to do rock and roll, I'm going to go and learn chemistry, I'm going to, become, this, that, and the other. No connection at all between all of these things. Just trying everything for the sake of novelty. That's a recipe for not being successful, because what you want to happen is you're 30 years old now. You've let your 20s are behind you. It's usually a time of reckoning where you go, shit, I'm not so young anymore. Okay. I'm getting older. All right. I've had my fun. I've had adventure. I'm ready for something serious. And I've learned some real skills in life. For me personally, I learned how to write, or whatever it is. You didn't just go try 80 different things. You kind of had 4 or 5 that you did, you experimented with. All right, now I know what I love. Now I can go down that path. And in mastery, I often tell the story to people of one of the masters I interviewed was Paul Graham, who is the man who started Y Combinator. You probably heard of Y Combinator. He was somebody who got into AI when he was like 18, 19 years old. He was like at MIT, I believe, right? Back in the late 70s when nobody was even thinking about it. Okay, he was a hacker because his father was a scientist who had computers back in the 70s, and he learned how to hack early on. Okay, so he went down the process of going into academia, of going into programs of computer programming, et cetera, et cetera. And he was on a track, just like Huberman, at MIT to become a professor, to become proficient in it, and he hated it. It was soul-sucking. He didn't like the politics. He didn't like dealing with the people. He didn't like academia. So he quit, and he became a painter, because he loved design and he loved visuals. He comes back to New York. He's living in a loft. He's painting. He's happy, and he's not making any money. And then he hears an advertisement on the radio for, I think it was maybe Netscape, one of the earliest, internet, whatever you call them. And they're saying the future for computers is being able to buy and sell products on the internet. He ends up creating the first, I think, the prototype for all the things that we have now. Yahoo ended up buying it for like $5 million. And then the rest is history. He spent his 20s trying